Welcome back to Germany, where we once again join Reginald Hickenbottom in number 54 Squadron of the RAF, flying out of Geilenkirchen Air Base in West Germany, fighting against a Soviet invasion force from the east. Today's date is July 8th, 1953, and today's mission is going to be to provide combat air patrol over Recklinghausen, destroy any enemy aircraft approaching your assigned area. Today's call sign will be Zebra, and we'll be flying 8 Meteor F-8s. Takeoff time of 9:22 in the morning, over Recklinghausen by 9:35, back home to land 9:52. Checking out our loadout now, nothing unusual here. Zebra 1, we are in aircraft VZ471, once again, RAF silver high-speed paint, and 100% fuel and ammo. The only thing that's loaded on is our 175-gallon ventral drop tank, for a total takeoff weight of 15,860 pounds, which will be the same for all 8 aircraft in both flights today. Now over to the map. Let's take a look at where we need to go today. Here we are over in Geilenkirchen, and you can see our objective today is actually just to the north of the capital. This is Recklinghausen up here in the upper northeast corner of Essen, the larger sort of metropolitan area of Essen, right along the banks of the Rhine River, separating it from Dusseldorf off to the west. We'll be taking off to the east, heading up to waypoint 3, climbing to 20,000 feet. It says 19.6 here, but we'll just go right up to 20, which is our sort of standard cruise altitude. After we reach waypoint 3, over the top of Wuppertal, then it's up to the northeast to our initial point, waypoint 4, still at 20,000 feet. This will be just after 11 minutes in. And then up north over Essen and Recklinghausen itself. And at this point we are, again, combat air patrol, so we're looking for enemy aircraft coming into friendly territory. And this is pretty exciting because so far in all of the other series, this is not a type of mission that we get to do very much. Here we are, we're well behind friendly lines, but we do have enemy aircraft coming into the area, so we'll be defending our own territory against them. And that's nice for a couple of reasons. It saves a lot of gas, because we don't need to go as far, and anyone who gets shot down, there's no danger of being captured. So, as long as no one gets killed, if we lose an aircraft, the pilot is much more likely to be recovered. After we clear the skies over Essen, it's back over to the west, and then circling around to the south, where we'll come down and land back at Geilenkirchen. Looking at the squadron stats, up here we have a strength of 15, so 15 aircraft left, so I believe that means we've lost 5 so far, with a supply of 71%, so supply is great. We have plenty of supplies, but we are down a couple of aircraft. Known aces in the theater, the only 2 at the moment are from our squadron, and that's me, Pilot Officer Reginald Hickenbottom, and our squadron leader, Sammy Wilkinson. Zooming out for some big picture, let's recap what's been happening here, because we have 2 major incursions, one to the north and one to the south, and we are, at the moment, sort of on the ropes here from this Soviet invasion. First of all, down in the south, we have this huge incursion into Frankfurt, which we saw happen over the last couple of episodes. Here we have the 8th Guards Tank Division, T-54 tanks, 90 plus. They've moved into the Frankfurt area and have taken over the whole city, the 2 friendly airfields that we had there, causing several American squadrons to have to relocate. And they are currently holding that line, this long incursion, against several Allied ground force units that are sort of battling with them on all sides. Up here to the north at the Geissen Crossroads is the British 7th Infantry Division with A-34 Comets. They have a strength of 87, supply of 44. Up the road from them, at Bad Hersfeld, is the U.S. 2nd Armored with M47 Pattons, down to a strength of 82. And I believe that's where we flew over 1 or 2 missions ago, was actually defending Bad Hersfeld from some additional incursions. In fact, that operation is continuing. We see here the 3rd Guards, based at Eisenach. The remarks are conducting offensive operation into Bad Hersfeld still. So they're coming down Route 4 into that crossroads with the U.S. armor there, defending the positions against them. So holding them back, trying to maintain that northern part of the line, which has collapsed down to the south into Frankfurt. So, hopefully, maybe we have more air support going there to help those guys out, because we need to hold that crossroads. Out to the west of the Bulge, closer up to Bonn here, is the U.S. 8th Infantry Division holding position at Koblenz. And they've got Sherman's M4A1s, which are woefully inadequate. I mean, they were pretty inadequate during World War II. And now here they are against top-of-the-line Soviet tanks. Their strength is down to 57, so maybe reflecting those inadequacies for the moment. But they've got to hold that road up into the capital, because that's the last thing we need, is for the Soviets to come up Route 3 there into Bonn itself, because that's probably their primary objective, is to capture the West German capital and just kick us all out. So we definitely do not need that happening. And down on the south side, down in Würzburg here, is a British infantry division, the 6th Infantry, with their A-34 Comets. They're still in good strength, though. They still have 90 units. Now heading up north, our units in Hamburg have had a hell of a time too, because here is an unidentified tank unit, T-10As, 90 plus strength. They have moved down the road and taken over Hamburg and many of these surrounding cities, Lübeck, Neumünster, and the all-important Kiel Naval Base up to the north. And they are not resting on their laurels either. As you can see here, remarks say that they are conducting offensive operation into Bremen. So they're actually on the move still. Bremen is that city down to the southwest along the Weser River. So heavy fighting here along Route 1 down into this heavily defended portion of West Germany, and up to the north as well, getting into the peninsula. Backing up the attacking force is another tank division of IS-3s, which are heavy Soviet tanks, waiting in the rear. So we'll have to watch that carefully and see what comes of that, because there's a lot of tanks up there, and I feel like significantly less defensive tanks on our side to sort of repel them than we do down in the south. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, again, getting air support from somebody. Okay, over to the roster now to finish this out. Zebra 1 is, again, me, Reginald Hickenbottom. 3 combat missions, 10 air-to-air kills so far. My wingman in number 2 is going to be Pilot Officer James Allard. And his twin brother, Pilot Officer Adrian Allard, will be number 4. The number 3 is going to be Pilot Officer Patty Botter. Leading the second flight, once again, Squadron Leader Sammy Wilkinson, with his 6 air-to-air kills over 14 combat missions, and his 3 wingmen, Milne, Cook, and Robinson. So far, we have lost 5 pilots from our starting roster. 1 KIA, which was Flight Lieutenant Paul Green. Flight Lieutenant McLaughlin is confirmed as a POW, and the other 3 are missing in action: Hogg, Barry, and Franklin. So, possibility that those 3 could still turn up, but no word on them yet. And that's about going to wrap it up for today's briefing, so it's time to head out to the flight line. We'll see you out there as we take off for today's mission.
Rear 1, this is Power. 1, 2, 0. Over.
All right. Zebra flight is cleared for takeoff to the east into a 5-knot headwind. Control surface is free and clear. Brakes off will advance the RB-37 Derwent engines to full power. Here they come up over 1,000 RPM. Airspeed is alive. We're looking for 120 knots for rotation. We are up to full RPM. Just over, what is that, 1450. Nose is starting to come up just over 100 knots. And 120 will pull gently back on the stick. There we go. Glide the Meteor up off the ground. Gears up, flaps are up. We have a lot of planes to get up into the sky again today, so I'm going to climb up a couple thousand feet, maybe up to like 5,000, let's say, and then we'll make a left-hand circuit, come back over the airfield, and once we do that, I think most or all of the squadron will be airborne, and then we'll go full power and start our climb up to 20,000 as we head out to waypoint 3.
Okay, opening up.
2's up behind us already as we're coming around to the left, just above the fields of Germany. Geilenkirchen, the city, out in front of us now. As we'll come around, we're just passing north. Just a few more degrees to go. And then we'll be heading due west into the Netherlands for just a few moments. There's somebody just off of our 11 o'clock.
Continuing to the next waypoint.
Up and over the top of them, thank you very much.
Okay, on way to next waypoint. This is yellow section. Okay, closing formation.
3,500 feet now.
Stuff off my orders.
And 4 is up. First flight is airborne. I can just see him there. Maybe hard to see on your screen, but he's just off. So they'll be circling around, getting on my wing, and the second flight under Squadron Leader Wilkinson will now be rolling.
Okay.
And we just top over 5,000 feet, so now I'm pulling the power way back. And beginning our left turn to come back around to the east, now over the fields of the Netherlands. Large city out in front of us, I think that's Maastricht, if my map serves me correctly.
You are ready to go, sir. Good luck. Good one. Calling. Stay on course.
Another wingman out front, 12 o'clock, moving left to right. And looking down at the airfield as we're coming over it, I actually don't see any more meteors on the taxiway, so the second flight might be completely airborne. Yeah, I don't see anybody down there. So great. Perfect timing. Everybody is airborne, so let's give it some power and start climbing up to 20,000 feet. We'll get on course over here to waypoint 3 and be on our way. I see another airbase just off our left. I think that's Wildenrath with Bruggen out beyond it, I think. No bandits so far. We have clear radar screens. Ground radar screens, that is. Obviously, we don't have any. We're just relying on ground radars. Oh, and there's waypoint 2, so my mistake. So now we're on to waypoint 3. Off to our right. This is going to bring us out over Cologne, the Rhine River, the bottom part of Dusseldorf, and then Wuppertal will be on the far side. And then once we're over that, then we're up north. Recklinghausen, our destination today, is an old German city. Very heavy industrial base. They were big on coal production at the beginning of the 20th century. They also had a large oil production in the city that was heavily bombed, ironically, by the RAF in 1945. Here we are just 8 years later, and we're now protecting that same area from a different enemy, the Soviets. Looking over my shoulders here, Flight 1 is mostly in position. Allard off to my left, Botter and the other Allard off to my right. Here's Sammy Wilkinson behind us, and second flight will be forming up on him. And here on the map you can see there's Sammy not too far behind us. The rest of the guys sort of spread out beyond them, so I'm hoping that they will get formed up fairly quickly and into position. There's the Rhine River down there to the left. Getting calls from some friendly squadrons up in the sky somewhere. I don't know where they are. Here's some F-80s, U.S. Air Force F-80s. Pretty down low and fast too. I wonder what their mission is. F-84s are up in the air as well, so likely some ground attack going on. Maybe some close air support for our tanks under duress in those two problem areas. Heading up to the northeast now, up to our initial point, as we're over Wuppertal. Dortmund is the city just beyond that's sort of obscured by clouds now. Now sliding off to the right of the nose. Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up. If you look on the left-hand side, the upper left-hand side of the control panel there, you see the red handle that says pull to jettison belly tank. And I think I'd mentioned in some of the other episodes that 175-gallon ventral drop tank is actually undroppable. That's not really true. It's just undroppable in the game. In real life, it seems, you could pull on that specific handle and dump the thing off if you really need to, but it is attached to us permanently in the game, so we can't do anything about that.
High. Yellow section. Okay, continuing to the next waypoint.
Okay, and somebody is in hot. They're talking to a forward air controller, so there's ground attacks now getting underway somewhere out there along the front lines. Ooh, heavy rocket attacks on Soviet tanks here. Oh, it looks like an F-84 crashing into the ground behind this U.S. tank. Huge, huge tank battle going on somewhere. More jets coming in. Explosive impacts nearby. I don't know what sort of damage they're actually doing to the tanks. Hopefully, decent amounts. Huge napalm hit here out in the middle of the fields. And back here with Zebra Flight, no contacts nearby. Which is I don't know how much I trust that. That seems a little suspicious. Because we're about to be at our intercept point, and you would think that they would at least have something for us. Oh wait, what's this? Right, 4 o'clock, 50 miles at Angels 10. Your MiG-15s? Let's see. Let's see how far away they really are. Is that someone we're going to have to worry about? No. They're 160 miles away, and they're not our primary targets. Alright, so... we better keep our eyes open here. Pick up visual scanning. Because there might be Soviet aircraft that are nearby. Ground controller is still telling us that the nearest bad guys are 160 miles away, and I don't trust that. So let's keep scanning. We got a lot of cloud cover. Something might be hiding down below us. Let's stay on the lookout. Holy shit! MiG right through the middle of the formation. Full power, up and over. Flight 1, engage air. We have MiGs or possibly LA-15s. A whole gaggle of them right here over the top of the city. Rains are off the squadron. They're attacking. Wingman is covering my 6. I got meteors out in front of me. Let's figure out where the hell this guy went. There we go. It's a MiG-15A. Ah, we got a cannon jam. I didn't have a good firing solution on the guy. I probably should have just held off, but... through the turn now. So we got MiG-15s here. I swear that one airplane looked like an LA-15. So there might be 2 squadrons here. We gotta keep our eyes open. Meteor just underneath us to the left. I think I got this MiG dead to rights. Firing. Come on. There we go. Clipped him. Down he goes. First MiG kill of the afternoon. Of the morning, actually. We're still morning time here. 2 more dots. Actually, 3 more dots out to my left. Another smoke plume out there just in front of the nose. Someone's going down. That's a meteor. That looks like another MiG up there on the other side of the clouds. 12 o'clock, just on the Pipper. And he's coming in from left to right. We're going a little fast, pulling up over the top, high yo-yo. Bleed some of the speed, will come down behind him, cutting in. Oh yeah, we're right on him. Look at this. In fact, we're a little too close. Breaks out. We are not slowing down enough. Look at that. I can see the Polish insignia on the bottom side of the wings. So we got Poles in the MiG-15s today. They're out. They're not even Soviets. Warsaw forces, and I slide in front of this guy. Down we go. Corkscrewing away. Looks like we've lost him, though. He's up and behind us to the left. And he's got a friendly meteor on the back of him. Right there, pulling in behind. Another MiG down somewhere. A second meteor pulling in behind this guy. Squadron is all over him. Look at that. Super close. Right on a 6. Take the shot. Come on. There he goes. He's firing. Yes, and it's a good hit. Another MiG down. A second smoke plume out in front of us as well, I saw. Down he goes, looking for the next target. Let's clear our 6 a little bit. There's that other smoke plume out in front of us. We got a couple of dots. Who is this? That's meteor. Another meteor off to our left. Let's whip around to the right. There's something out there. Oh man, all these MiGs are crashing down into the city of Recklinghausen today. Allard's still with us, number 2. Just checking in with him. Friendly aircraft in front. Let's tell him to cover our 6 still. Who's that? Another friendly? We may have blasted through all of the MiGs already. Yep, another Meteor F8. Ground controller still telling us that the nearest MiGs are 50 miles away. Wrong. You are wrong. Another dot out there. I think that's friendly. Someone's calling bandits. Yes, so there are still enemy aircraft around, and we've got a MiG-15 Beast. There he is, down low and to the left on the underside of these clouds. Let's tell the squadron again to re-engage, make sure that they're going to do it. So that means that we do have at least a second squadron of aircraft here. Where'd he go? Shit, I lost him in the clouds. Oh, out to my left. Pulling hard underneath. Let's get some visibility back. This guy is turning in, not on me, but I do see him pulling vapor off the wingtip, so he's maneuvering against somebody. Probably that cloud of friendly meteors out there. Let's tell Flight 1 to attack this target and get 2 covering my tail because I do not have good visibility aft. My 6 o'clock, I can't see what's behind me, so I'm relying very heavily on Allard watching my 6 and telling me if there's somebody back there. On the 6 o'clock of this MiG, we'll cut the throttle nice and early this time. Start firing. Oh, and he just misses. Bullets dancing around. There we go. Cut the tail off. And he is out of control. Spinning. Going down in flames. Let's keep spinning ourselves. Keep circling. Friendly coming in behind us. Geez, that MiG-15 crashing down into friendly territory yet again. I think all of them have gone down so far. Crashing into the city. There we go. There is an LA-15. I knew I saw that son of a bitch. I knew it. He's directly underneath us. There's a meteor overshooting him. We're diving in. He's just off to the right there. He's very hard to see against the backdrop of the city, but he's getting closer. I'm going to take a shot. Oh, we got him. Look at that. Oh, jeez, we just missed the second meteor that was behind him. We hit him. The base of his wing was flaming. So he's coming apart above the city. Oh no, and we've had a wingman be hit. We've lost somebody. Friendly taking damage somewhere, I don't know where. Which means that there's still enemies out there. There goes that fantail looping down into Essen. Or maybe we're still over Recklinghausen. I'm actually not sure what we're over at this point. Look at this thing just going down, crashing into... Oh, right behind a large building in that neighborhood. Oh, there's the second plume. That must be... There he is. Second MiG-15 with another meteor firing right on his tail, hot on his heels. That second plume was the wingman going down, I think. We'll have to check in, maybe see who that is after we finish this guy off. Jeez, I got so many dots here. I don't know who. What is this? Is this another MiG behind the friendly? Nope. No, it's 2 friendlies. There's the MiG. High, 11 o'clock. A little bit of a daisy chain here. We'll go high. We'll high yo-yo up over the top of him. Meteor firing again. Missing. Still our nearest target is this MiG-15. I don't really want to poach the kill from a squadron mate, but I also want to get this over with in case there's more enemy squadrons out here. I'm just trying to stay nearby but out of their way to let them work, but if they don't get the job done soon, you know, we'll just pull high, we'll circle around to the left, and we'll check their sixes. We'll make sure there's nobody pulling in behind them. That's another friendly. Friendly is firing. I don't know if we hit him, though. There's another dot. I think that's a friendly. You know, it's interesting, at range, these the meteors almost have the profile of like a Spitfire from far away. Obviously not once you get close, but something about the shape and the position of the wings, when you're looking down at the top of it from far away, it sort of looks like a clipped-wing Spitfire. Nearest bad guy, 6 o'clock, 2 miles. Oh, and we got a smoke plume. I think that's him. I think our wingman got him. When he fired the guns, he must have got the hit. The guy is coming down into the outskirts of the city, again into the middle of a neighborhood. We'll see what happens when he hits the ground. We'll see if the wingman calls for a splash target. Friendly meteor coming in, left to right, just underneath us there. Looking good. Yep, I got him, the wingman says. So that's it, he just impacted down there to our left. We'll keep scanning. I'm not picking up anything, any enemy targets nearby just yet, but again, they could be hiding in the clouds. We'll check in with ground control in a second. See if they have any more news for us. What do you say, guys? Nearest bandit left 8 o'clock, 50 miles, so we're back on those original squadrons way far away. Let's see if things are going to actually calm down or if this is just a temporary lull. Nobody behind me. Let's get everyone back together.
Okay, leader. Okay, rejoining formation. Received and understood. Received. Recoding promise.
There's the river out to my right, so we're heading south. Yeah. We're down over sort of the center of Essen here now. There's Zebra 2. There's 3. Oh, and we go right to Wilkinson, so we lost 4. We lost Adrian Allard. Shit. Wilkinson's still with us. There's 2-2, 2-3, and 2-4. So out of all that action, we actually only lost 1 F8. And it was my number 4. I've got the power pulled back. I'm doing a left racetrack here. We're going to head back to the north and patrol over Essen, back up over Recklinghausen, and if we have no more contacts, then we'll consider that mission accomplished, and we'll head back out west and head for home. At this point, we've got plenty of fuel and plenty of fighters left. If we have to keep fighting, it's not going to be a big deal, but it's suddenly gotten very quiet, and I think maybe that last MiG-15 was the last guy in the area. We'll fly straight and level for a few moments here and maybe lure them out if they're still around. Yeah, okay, so ground control, this is, according to ground control, this is our nearest target, and it's a MiG-15A. And he's miles away, and he's heading back east, so they've broken off and they're heading home anyways from wherever they're at. So even the far away guys, their mission is over. Keeping an eye out just above us on the off chance, but I think that the skies are clear, and it's time for us to head back. So here we go, off to the left. We'll head west out to our egress waypoint. Out over Dusseldorf, I think it is. There we go, on course, and I'm actually descending back down to 20,000 feet because we were above it. So that'll do. Look at that down there. There's like a heavy industrial or port area along the Rhine River down there in the middle of the city. That's pretty neat. There's waypoint 6 with our wingmen closing in from behind. On to waypoint 7 now, down to the southwest. Crossing over the Rhine here. Down over the outskirts of Dusseldorf, and then we're back down pretty close to our home base already. However, just in case, I'm going to pull the power back, and I'm going to let the wingmen catch back up. On the off chance that we do run into more trouble, I don't want the squadron to be strung out, you know, for a couple of miles behind me. I want everyone together. Ground control claims this is still the nearest aircraft, 160 miles away. But then again, they claimed that we had clear skies just before we got jumped from right in front of us, 12 o'clock low, enemy MiGs busting through the middle of the formation. So, proof that our radar coverage is not the be-all, end-all, and visual scanning still has a very important place. Just off to our left, coming into view there in a minute, I believe that's Bruggen Air Base. Yeah, that should be Bruggen there, and then just behind it and to the left is Wildenrath. Over the top of those two air bases now, Geilenkirchen is basically the next stop coming up in front of us. So now we're off to the right. There's Geilenkirchen, the city, and the airbase beyond it. So we veered off about 45 degrees as we begin our descent down into the Netherlands. We're going to come around from the west and do our overhead 360. So there we go, we've basically crossed over the border now, out of West Germany, into the Netherlands, and we'll continue our descent around and get lined up with the boys in formation. .330 knots. All the planes are in formation. We're coming up on the edge of the airbase. Second flight in formation behind us. Looking good. Again, missing only the one aircraft. Over the top of the base now. Flight 2, brake
Okay, leader.
for landing.
Okay,
There they go. Flight 1, brake for landing.
received and understood. Okay, we are going
And Zebra 1 in the brake myself. Popping our little wing root air brakes, coming around on the downwind. And we're looking for 170 for wheels, 150 for flaps. There we go, buck 70. Wheels down. And there's flaps to landing. We are in landing configuration in the downwind. Just around 1,000 feet off the ground. Looking to come a beam of the touchdown point, and then we'll swing around for final. Looking for an approach speed of 120, by the way. And we'll stall at about 100 with flaps down. Okay, you know what? We'll pop the brakes and we'll keep the engine spooled up in realistic fashion for the time. And actually, even in the game, it's actually still useful because we have very slow spool time. There we go, we're just above 120 as we're coming around through base onto final. We'll line up right on that center line. Let the plane drop down towards the threshold. There we go, jockeying the rudders a little bit. Looking at the rudder pedals. And over the end of the runway, blip the throttle just a bit, back to idle, and a bit of stall buffet, and we touch down just over 100 knots, about 105 knots. Safe and sound, back at Geilenkirchen. Alright, we're just going to roll to a stop here, and we'll pop the canopy on the runway. And then we'll taxi on in. We'll see you inside in the debriefing. Alright, let's see what we have here. We did some serious damage out there today, so let's see what we got. Number 54 Squadron, provide combat air patrol over Recklinghausen, destroy any enemy aircraft approaching your assigned area. Flight time was 42 minutes and 41 seconds. Result, 4 primary targets were destroyed. 4 additional enemy aircraft were destroyed. 1 meteor was lost, so that means that we destroyed 8 for a loss of 1. Rating of outstanding success, a score of 2,200. So, huge day for the 54th. And remarks, the enemy offensive into Nuremberg has been repulsed. And we've seen this message before, and there was some confusion as to where this town actually is that they're talking about. But it looks like this is an alternate German spelling for the large city of Nuremberg out to the southeast. So, which would also make more sense, that an offensive would be coming down out of West Germany, down that road into Nuremberg, to sort of bolster the southern side of the Frankfurt advance. No word on the northern line up near Hamburg, so maybe that is ongoing, but at least today we were able to assist in stopping whatever was going on down there, so that's great news. Here's our stats. People were pretty busy up there, which is nice to see. I fired 217 rounds for 5 hits, but I got 2 kills up there today. Pilot Officer Allard, my wingman, no weapon fired. And Pilot Officer Botter, he fired 24 rounds for no hits. And then our other Pilot Officer Allard, no weapon fired, and he was the one who got shot down. So of my wingmen, no one really did much damage besides myself. But the second flight under Squadron Leader Wilkinson, they got 6 kills. So they really put the hurt on him today. Wilkinson himself fired 340 rounds for 10 hits, got 2 kills. Flying Officer Cook, the number 3 man, got 3 kills. Very, very good shooting from him today. And then Pilot Officer Robinson, 1 kill to round out the end of our 8 downed MiGs. Or at least 7 MiGs and 1 LA-15. Checking in on the roster with Allard, and he has survived his shootdown. He is wounded, so he is off the roster for the foreseeable future. We'll have to see how badly he was hurt, but he did get out of his aircraft and parachuted to safety up there over Essen, or whatever city we ended up during that crazy fight, because there was just aircraft everywhere. So both Allard twins still alive. Let's check out the log here, and we won't go over everything because there was a lot going on. But 9:35:42, so MiG-15 fired rounds at me right off the bat, which must have been that first run when we saw the aircraft off the nose. I had several guys shooting at MiGs within the next minute. And then at 9:37:02, I hit a MiG-15 with my cannons, and down it went. 9:37:11, Flying Officer Cook hit his first MiG-15, destroying it by 9:38:19 as it went down and crashed into the ground. We've got a different MiG firing at Pilot Officer Allard already. Here's Wilkinson firing 64 rounds at another MiG, hitting it. And then Cook hits another MiG-15 shortly after that, 9:38:50. And both of those planes confirmed destroyed within seconds. 9:41:10, here's that LA-15 fantail, which might have been alone. It's not like we didn't see an entire squadron there, unless it was 4 MiG-15As and then 2 MiG-15 Beasts and then 2 LA-15 fantails. Maybe it was 2 squadrons of 2. Not really sure, but I only saw the one fantail. Here it is getting into action, being fired at by both Wilkinson and Botter, and then it fires at Wilkinson and Milne. So crazy back and forth going on there, unless it was 2 of them, which again maybe is more likely. The carnage continues down here at 9:42 as I blow up another MiG-15 at 9:42:02. Okay, so my mistake. So there was 2 LA-15s, because here's Wilkinson putting 24 rounds into the first one, blowing it out of the sky, 9:42:03. Oh, man. And okay, so here's the shoot down of our guy, 9:42:17. We have a MiG-15 Beast shooting at Pilot Officer Allard. This is Adrian Allard, and he's hit by a 37mm cannon. Meanwhile, here's another LA-15 back into the fray. Cook is firing at him, Robinson firing at him, Hickenbottom firing at him. This must have been the diving attack. This is the only LA-15 that I noticed, and I thought I hit him, but now it looks like 9:42:49. Robinson is maybe credited with his shootdown, but I think we definitely got a piece of him. Again, unless we're talking about multiple aircraft. 9:43 even, Allard is hit again by 23mm cannon, so he was hit by that 37 and maybe continued flying, which is really extraordinary, because now he's hit again after some time, finally being shot down near Marl. And here's some heavy back and forth with Squadron Leader Wilkinson, 9:43:09. He's firing at a MiG-15. A same one or the different one is firing back at him. He's firing at the MiG. MiG fires back. This kind of goes on for something like 12 seconds. Finally ending at 9:45:27 when Flying Officer Cook put 16 rounds into that final MiG, dropping him, and down he went. So that was the final kill of the morning. And so that LA-15 that I thought that I got in the diving attack actually was credited to Robinson and not to me. I'll have to go back and look. Maybe I actually didn't even hit him like I thought I did. Maybe it was just timing that his wing erupted in flame from the other guy shooting at him. Don't really know. Doesn't matter, really. The more kills to go around, the better. And the big picture is we dropped all 8 aircraft that were in the area with minimal losses to ourselves. All right, another mission in the books with the RAF. Another crazy one, sort of a hallmark of this series, which I love, by the way. I love having the skies just full of aircraft, zigzagging back and forth. And I love this airplane. The Meteor is My favorite airplane that I never knew about until now, and I've really enjoyed flying it, and I'm pretty effective at it. So come back next time. We'll see what's in store for 54 Squadron next time out as we continue to repel this Soviet invasion of West Germany. We'll see you then.